Hello lads and lasses and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going through my predicted lineup and my predicted score for tomorrow's game against AC Milan. It's going to be a good game, I think. It's exciting to be back in the Champions League. I've never seen we're in the Champions League. I was going to say alive, but I was alive 20 years ago. Not the point. I've never seen we're playing the Champions League. So exciting for me, exciting for all of you, I would imagine. We're going to go through the first lineup I think we're going to have in the Champions League. We're going to go with the score. Yes, lovely. Let's get into it, shall we? We'll start with defence as always. So, Pope obviously starts in goal. I don't think there's any reason that changes. Trippier starts at right back. There's going to have to be a few changes. We played everyone but Harvey Barnes played the full game against Brentford. So I think we do have to make some changes. Not loads, only a few, but changes are going to have to be made. Quite frankly, Trippier isn't one of them. The only player with extensive Champions League, not knowledge, experience, that's the one. Only one with extensive experience in the Champions League, so he has to stay in the squad. He has to at least play 45-60 minutes. Next to him, I've gone Jamal Lascelles. It's an interesting one because Shaw played the full 90, but so did Botman, and I have Botman in this side still. But I don't think if we want to keep consistency in the league, we have to keep some players playing in the league as well. We can't play Shaw 90 minutes against Brentford, 90 minutes against AC Milan, and then 90 minutes against Sheffield United. So I think that's going to have to change. I do have Botman, as I say, still in there. He is a cornerstone to this defensive line. And then at left back, I've gone with Lewis Hall. I've gone with Lewis Hall. I do think he keeps his place in the team. I'd not keep his place in the team. I think he starts in this team finally. I think Dan Burn has to lose out. When we're coming up against Chukwueze and Rafael Leao, we can't be starting Dan Burn there. He will get caught out. We will concede on the counter. It'll be a definite couple goal loss if it is Dan Burn starting at left back. So hopefully we do have Lewis Hall come in, who he's a bit quicker. He's a bit more technical on the ball. His passing range is a lot better. Hopefully he comes in. That defensive line, I have some confidence in. Jamal Lascelles probably the weakest link, but until we get a much better right-sided centre-back cover, this is what we're going to have to deal with for now. So, in the midfield, we have Bruno, I think, is the only player in this midfield to play Brentford and in this AC Milan game. Obviously not playing the full 90 minutes. But I have Bruno starting in that defensive midfield role. I've got Tonali making a start. He's been picked to training. And he was on the bench against Brentford and warming up. So that injury may not have been bad as we first thought, thankfully. So I think he gets the start back at the San Siro. And then I think Lewis Miley starts. I liked Elliot Anderson a lot. But with him playing a full 90 minutes, I don't think he's going to play. I don't think he's going to start again. I think if anything, we bring him on for Bruno. We bring Miley into the defensive midfield role because we've seen he can play there in pre-season. I think this is going to be a good test for Miley as well. A lot could go wrong in this game, in this midfield, with Miley, who's very unexperienced against bigger teams, with Tonali, who's coming off an injury, playing against his old club, or Bruno, who's played a full over 100 minutes of football on the Saturday, and he's come and he's playing against AC Milan on the Tuesday. We could get outran. We could have a lot of things go wrong, but I think this midfield is quite good. As I say, Elliot Anderson can come on for Bruno. We'll drop Miley in defensive midfield role. Or we could even bring Sean Longstaff on in that defensive midfield role. Sean Longstaff did look really good on Saturday. Well, not really good, but he looked quite good on Saturday. It looked much better defensively. Bruno was allowed to free himself a lot more. We'll have to see if that Tonali Bruno situation works. Whether we can get those two defensive midfielders on when going back. Now we'll go into the attack. Now it's an interesting one because obviously Gordon played the full 90. Isak didn't play at all. Wilson had all the full game. And Barnes was playing. Barnes was the only person to be subbed off. I think Barnes starts on the left just because Gordon's played the entire game. I think Gordon played harder. He had to do a lot more going up and down the pitch. I saw a lot more of that from Gordon. So I think Barnes starts on that left-hand side. Isak obviously starts down the middle. Fully rested. I think he'll be ready for this game against probably Tomori and Kijier or Kalulu, or I can't remember the other centre-back. But any of those centre-back partnerships they're going to put in there, it's going to be a difficult game to break down that. So I think Isak, fully rested, will find that a bit easier. And then I think we're going to start Miggy on the right. Now this could go one of two ways. It could be really good. His defensive work outshines his lack of attacking prowess. We move into more of a flat four in midfield, with Miggy coming back or going into attack. Miley perhaps pushes out to the left more. We have Barnes sort of drifting in the middle. I could see that happening. I don't think that will happen at all. I think what will happen is Miggy will be on there. They'll find out he doesn't have a right foot. They'll push him onto his right foot. Every attack slows down on that right hand side, and we end up losing the game because of our lack of being able to make something happen, because Miggy just can't do anything once he's forced onto that right foot. So I think that's the starting lineup. It's all right. Score prediction though, I think we'll lose. I still think we'll lose. I don't think we pick up many points away in the Champions League. I think the only point we do take away would be Dortmund. I think we lose 2-1. I think Giroud scores both goals because he's absolutely madman. Rafael Leao will be involved, of course. But yeah, AC Milan did lose to Inter recently. They lost 2-1 in their most recent game. So we'll have to see if we can carry on that form for AC Milan, if we can carry on our form of winning. But if we play like we did against Brentford, I don't think we will win. If we play like we have against Liverpool and City and Brighton, definitely won't win. It'll be an interesting one to see. I'm going to try and watch the game if I can, and then we'll have a review of the first ever Champions League game for 20 years on Wednesday. Ooh, maybe not Wednesday. Maybe I'll have to be Thursday or Tuesday night. I'll have to see, because I am actually busy on Wednesday. Interesting. Anyways, that's it from me for now. I'll see you when I next see you. And don't forget to check out the blog, where you'll see posts like this in word form, if that's what you prefer. Or you can just head down below, subscribe, hit that subscribe button, try and hit 200 before the end of the year. Yes, we'll end it now. I'll see you in the next one. In a bit, pal.